why isn't there a Pokemon MMORPG yet? Seriously. It's been how many years since the first one came out, and how many years since the internet has blown up and MMOs are a constant factor in gaming, especially with like things like World of Warcraft. Why isn't there an MMORPG? Nintendo has pretty much stuck with the same exact formula since Red and Blue. Literally, like the same exact fucking thing. Not much has changed. They've had minor tweaks and additions and everything, but essentially, if you played Red and Blue, never played another Pokemon, and you went out and you got like Pokemon, any of the new ones really, you're not going to be lost. It's pretty much just like, oh wow, it's the same game, just with a fuck ton more Pokemon. Thing is, that's something that I think Nintendo would benefit so fucking greatly from, is an MMORPG. The downside to it is that Nintendo is very anti-internet. They're like, oh no, not the interwebs. That's for sexual predators and fist fuckers and, you know, people that'll hack your accounts and take your computer information and all this other fucking stuff. And it's like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, why the fuck are you freaking out so fucking bad over that? Like, the internet, yes, everybody does in fact like to be able to play games online, or at least have the option to play online. And even if you decide that, hey, we're not going to make it into an MMORPG, well, why don't you make it something like this? Why don't you make it so that it's like, okay, you have the option of going online and playing it, or you can play it offline and level up your shit that way. Just you have a hell of a lot more options whenever you're running around in the world. That'd be so sweet. Make it 3D. You know, you run around, you see another Pokemon trainer and everything, and pretty much both of you have to agree to a battle, just so that you could keep people from being like, oh, there goes a little fucking noob. And you chuck a Pokeball at their fucking temple, and they're like, ugh. Then all of a sudden Charizard's coming out and just pounding your fucking head into shit. Which would be hilarious, to be honest, because if I was sitting down just like bullshit and having a conversation with somebody in the game, and then I saw a Charizard just stomping the shit out of some level 3, I would laugh my fucking ass off. I'd be like, until they realize I'm there and I'm not as high level, and then they do it to me. That would be sad. But seriously, they could do a lot of things with it, which would be amazing. Could they charge an online subscription fee? Yeah. Truth be told, I would pay. If people will pay for World of Warcraft, which I have paid for World of Warcraft, people would most fucking definitely pay to have a Pokemon RPG. Okay, say $10 a month. Would I pay? If you got random, like, things in addition because you own, like, the other Pokemon games, that'd be just as fucking cool. Just imagine, like, you're running around and all of a sudden, you know, you see somebody with, like, some legendary Pokemon. You're like, fuck, I really want to get that. And you can engage in a trade with them. You can go to an auction house, you know, bid on everything, similar to World of Warcraft. Hell, they could copy and paste a bunch of things from World of Warcraft and actually learn a couple of things. And it would all work within the Pokemon universe. You know, there could be, most definitely, like, gym leaders and everything. Like, everybody could make their own gym. I think something like that would be really neat. You know, it would cost like a gazillion fucking dollars to be able to do. But you have your own gym, literally within some section of the city, which is empty for whatever, like, you can put housing or whatever there. You know, and have your gym there, and people that are in with your league, you know, they can sit there and, like, battle people, whatever the fucking case may be. I think that'd be cool. Have, like, a stadium where people can duke it out, you know. You pay X amount of money, which is basically just a bet, you know, and you go there, and if you go through the ranks and you actually do really good, you can win, like, a bunch of items, you know, you can win money, you could even win, like, a Pokemon of your choice, something like that. That would be so fucking cool. Like, just the concepts of this are amazing. Now, the thing is that ever since Pokemon came out, the big thing about it was that, you know, it was all about, like, playing against another person. Well, why not do this? This is, you know, MMORPGs are all about, like, interactivity with a bunch of other people. You know, I could play with somebody that's, like, in Nebraska or California or in Texas, or I could play with somebody that's in Canada or in the UK or in somewhere in Europe, anywhere. Just, like, there's so many possibilities of people being able to go and be intertwined all within a little universe, all with their Pokemon. You know, I could play against a kid that's 13, I could play against somebody that's 39. You know, that's kind of neat. You know, and the thing is, it's not like Pokemon's not popular enough to warrant something like this. I mean, there's so many fucking games that are absolute rubbish, yet, you know, they get the time of day. That's the fucking sucky thing about it, is they get the time of day, they get the money, they get the funding, they get the backing, they have the servers up and running for a game that's god fucking awful, filled with bugs, and nobody gives two shits about it, yet it's still up and running. Why doesn't Nintendo do something like this? Okay, they could even incorporate it into the Wii, or hell, work on it and make it for the fucking 3DS. It's definitely got the horsepower. It doesn't have to be the most graphically amazing game. Just make it 3D, make it look pretty nice. Give it its own art style, you know, make everything cel-shaded. I don't fucking know. I don't care. I would just love to experience it. And that's the thing. So many other fans would too. You know, I've been there ever since, like, they brought the first ones back in the 90s, all the way up until now. I'm still playing the games. I still enjoy them just as much. I still think the cartoon's pretty fucking cool. You know, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Well, now there's like 50 fucking thousand Pokemon. Well, that'll give somebody something to do all the time. Then they could have like server updates and be like, you know, for like this week only, there's a couple legendary Pokemon that are running around. Make it so that it's like damn near impossible to fucking catch them. You know, if you see a Pokemon out in the field, you can run up and actually battle it. You know, there's like a ton of things that they could do, which would be really neat. You could go to all the different regions that they had in all the Pokemon games. That would technically be the world. You know, don't make that region the entire game like they do in those games. Make it, that's the entire fucking world. Include characters from the anime within the video games and everything. They could have all the different teams, like the Team Rocket and all the other, like Team Magma. Just anybody, it doesn't matter. Include all that shit. You know, make other collectibles for people to be able to, like, get, you know, just to keep up the whole entire, like, you want to play this because you want to get this item. Have monthly giveaways. Have all types of shit, you know? You could advertise this in Nintendo Power and all types of video game websites, and every single person that sees it will instantly want to buy it. You know, if you buy, like, 3 Nintendo Wii games, you know, they'll give you like a month for free or something like that. There's a bunch of stuff that they could include to really get something like this going. It's not one of those things that people would ignore. Even people that don't really care about the franchise would take note and notice it. They would know it's there. Hell, it might actually interest people that have never tried Pokemon before. As a matter of fact, it would give people a new like MMO to play, because World of Warcraft's been out for a lot of years. Well, I think that it's time that there's something that could actually compete with it. And truth be told, there really isn't a lot. What, RuneScape? No, I don't think so. But a Pokemon MMO? Fucking right. That could definitely compete. You know, I would definitely like to see that. Bringing a bunch of exclusive Pokemon just for the MMO, like 4th evolutions. Just imagine that. Imagine like the original 3, Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. Just imagine if they had like 4th evolutions, even bigger, and they're the only ones, and they're like super duper ultra mega shiny legendaries. I don't really know. Hell, they could have something else like thrown in, like the Pokemon trading card game. Incorporate features like that, so that it's like something else to do in a game. It's like, well, I'm bored of actually like facing people in Pokemon. Now I'm gonna go to this one area and fight people in trading card games. Tell me that wouldn't be cool. Include barcodes, or like just any kind of like serial numbers onto the like cards themselves whenever you buy a booster pack. Each individual card, you input that, you could actually have the card inside the game because you bought the real thing. And that would keep people from like just guessing random numbers or just throwing out one number and everybody had that one card. You know, that's something else that they could include. There's like an endless world of possibilities for one franchise that tons, millions of fucking people love. I know in Japan they would fucking like eat that up as if it's going out of style. It always sells millions. Here, same fucking thing. In other countries, same thing. So that means that Nintendo needs to seriously take fucking note. Quit shying away from the internet and all the possibilities and all the fans that would love something like this and give it a shot. The very worst case scenario is that not as many people played it as you thought, but you'd still make your money. You know, you could have it up temporarily. You don't make your money, close the servers. That's really it, you know? At least you gave it a shot. But this is something definitely worth investing into. So I know there's tons of fans who are seeing a video like this right now who are thought of something very similar. You know, make your fucking voice heard. Respond down below. Make a video response of what you think. Maybe there's shit I didn't think of, you know, that you would like to say. Maybe there are some things that you think that they could do wrong. You don't think it's a good idea? Say it. Doesn't matter. But me personally, yeah, Pokemon MMO, that would be awesome. They should definitely make it.